Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast, brought to you by SuperDraft Fantasy. Daily fantasy is broken, and SuperDraft has fixed it. Listeners can discover why with their first $5 SuperDraft contest for free with the promo code PFF at registration. No credit card required. Download the SuperDraft app and play today.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. Don't you ever talk about me. Picked off. It is Richard Sherman. It's picked off by Sherman. Now, buckle up. Here he goes. And it is intercepted by Richard Sherman. Broken up. Picked off. This game is over.
Hey, welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast. I got my boy AB here, being a special guest with the babies in the background. How you been, brother?
Hanging in there, babe. December football after Thanksgiving. Recovery. It's a lot at stake.
Yeah, always a lot at stake in December, man. It feels good to play meaningful football at that time of year, but we're going to talk about the babies. How's fatherhood? You know what I mean? How's it being a pops? We need more black successful men in America. So, you know what I mean? We appreciate you contributing to that.
It's not a lot of us, you know?
Right. There's not a lot of us, and they're always trying to bring us down. But, what do you think? What do you think? You gonna let them play sports?
Yeah, I would love for them to play sports. I feel like sports that hold them accountable, you know, to challenge themselves and make them go that extra mile, that extra 1%, you know. Right. I don't force it on them, but, you know, I always encourage the team sports to learn from individuals while challenging themselves and learn how to operate in a team-like setting. You know, you need that in the world. You need that everywhere.
Right. You need that discipline, that accountability, you know, all that comes with organized sports. But like last year when you came into the Bucs, you know, obviously it's a different environment. It's different when I came in here. But you lived with Tom. That's different from what I did. You know what I mean? I didn't come in to live with Tom. How was that? You know, how was that like getting into routine and coming to a different place and trying to get used to that?
I mean, it was a blessing. Anytime you got a friend like Tom who's going to be encouraging, challenging, inspiring, motivating. So, you know, to come to a team where I already got a friend there, a person that knows me, and to be able to hit the ground with familiarity, I think is really important, because I was wondering how the heck you still in the hotel, you know?
Hey, you know, you got to do what you got to get in where you fit in. You know, that's all I can do. You know, they didn't bring me in like AB and say, hey, you know what I mean, put me up. But
you can stay with me, dog.
Well, I appreciate that. See, that's love. That's love right there. I think it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? You and him have like a different kind of chemistry, a different kind of rapport, especially for two dudes that's only played together 1 year, at least from what I could see on the field. I mean, he got a good feel for when you know, kind of freestyling and you getting in and out of your breaks, or you go a little deeper, or you get inside on a route, or you taking the 9 route when you know you got space. And I think that's what allowed y'all to have that kind of success. Like, where did that come from? Is that just extra work, or is that just y'all, you know, having a good chemistry?
Well, it's a lot of extra work, man. One thing about Tom, you know, you gotta put in the work, and you gotta trust him. Off season, man, he challenging, running back-to-back routes. Just making sure you're constantly on the same page with him, and making sure he getting that rep to have that trust. So when it's time in the moment, you know what we're doing.
Right. I mean, like, you know, PFF, I don't know if you ever keep up with that, but they say you're the most valuable wide receiver this decade. You know, how did that make you feel?
Well, it's always, you know, it's a humbling and always a motivating, inspiring feeling to know, you know what I mean, you're mentioned. Love you, baby. Know you up there, or somewhat up there. But, you know, it's not about what people say. It's about what people do. So, you know, anytime you get caught up in hearing what people saying and not doing, you know, you come trajectory to just talk, you know. Action is always louder than words, and it's always good to have some people know your value. But yesterday's value is not today's value. So it's always, you always want to be on the rise. And I think as a player, as a person, always looking to improve and be your best self. You know, you just always try to be on the rise.
Right. So how did you get there? You know what I mean? If you telling some young kid how to get how to get to the NFL and have a Hall of Fame career from being a 6th rounder out of Central Michigan that nobody was really checking for. Like, what you telling him he needs to do?
Well, first you need to keep God first, and you gotta be willing to work.
Yeah.
If you got God with you and you willing to work, and smart work, just constant Kaizen, improving yourself every year, because the thing is, every year it's a fresh sheet.
Right.
So you got to write the canvas. So it's all about never getting content, keeping God first and working your tail off, and always being hungry.
Right. The moment you get full is the moment somebody else about to eat.
Somebody else coming to take your spot. So
the
battle's never ended in apartment and improving and getting better. And you could never think you're just already at your best. If you feel like that, then you're already content on where you at. And you always want to be on the rise of getting better.
Well, let's talk about some of these receivers in the league that's, that's kind of flashing right now. I want you to try to describe them in like one word or a short sentence. You good with that?
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel.
Deebo Samuel is right now Mr. Yak.
Yeah, he for sure Mr. Yak.
He's getting drunk out the yaks. He's like, I'm trying to see the Deebo Samuel's. He like a new what they call that Dodge truck?
Which one? Dodge Ram?
Nah, the fast one.
The Challenger or Charger?
Nah, not that one. Hey, Mark, what's the fast car that Dodge make? It's called not the Demon, the Hellcat.
Hellcat. Yeah.
They don't make them anymore. Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah,
Deebo Samuel
for sure.
is a Hellcat.
Yeah.
They don't make them anymore like that.
They don't make them like that. Shit, I don't know if they ever made them like that before. They put him at running back. They put him at.
He remind me of a little Golden Tate-ish, but I think he catches the ball with his hands a little better than Tate. But his yak, he's definitely in the liquor department called a yak.
That's where you can find him.
You can find him in the liquor department right by the yak.
What about Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson? Ooh.
Right.
I like one word to describe Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Oh man, one word, Justin J. Yeah, he's like a private flight. There's no confusion. It's like no one checked the bag. It's take off.
He out. Right. Yeah. Take it off.
Yeah. It's like private plane. He's a PJ. He's like a PJ.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about no luggage and no hang-ons. Hey, straight through there wherever we gotta go.
Straight through. Hey, park it and get in and let's go.
Get in, get out. We pulling up straight to the terminal.
Straight to the terminal. What about DK Metcalf?
Metcalf. Ooh. Metcalf, like one word to describe DK Metcalf. Metcalf like the hawk, but the madder he get, the more he need to control the emotions. Because the madder he get, the stronger he get. He's jacking DBs up. He's pushing them. He's aggressive right now.
Right.
DJ
really
Metcalf
aggressive.
is the hawk.
Is the hawk?
Yeah, he's the hawk. We just need to tell him to control that anger, negative, the positive, and no one can stop him.
All right, he gonna be. Because when he on.
Yeah, he's the hawk, man. He's a freaky guy with, ripped shirts, cut off shirts.
Right.
Yeah, he's one of those.
He left apart. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is like a classic ride that only a few people will get the value of that. Right.
Understand that. He's like one of those diamonds in the rough.
Right.
Yeah, like a special guy that it was like, really? Is he really like that? He's really like that.
He really like that. He's shining right now. That's for damn sure.
He's a diamond that people might, we want a VVS test that. That's official.
That's official.
VVS diamonds. Yeah, high quality.
What about, I mean, I guess nowadays more people speaking out on the mental health side of stuff. People finally starting to understand like we human beings, you know what I mean? You get all this outside noise, people, especially with social media now, people want to send you hate. That's all people, every now and then people send you love, send you some fan mail. That's why it's cool that you respond to your fan mail. That's something I respect. You sit there and take your time to respond to people, to sign it. But like, what do you think people need to know about the mental side of football? Like, you didn't play it over a decade in the game, and a lot of mental goes into that.
Yeah. Well, people don't know the mental and emotional capability that we have to put into it. Like, I feel like our jobs is not only on the field. When we come off the field, we still live our jobs and how we go about life, how we move, and what we go through. And
right.
Football is an aggressive game. It's like when I got Richard Sherman in front of me, I can't be passive aggressive and think I'm going to just run off the ball. Nah, he going to jack me up. So people got to understand it's a level of mental aggression. And sometimes you got to be able to balance that. And it could be communicating with people that may not communicate for you for things they may want from you or things they could get from you. You just may need someone that could have an equal eye, a positive eye, and don't have no direction on you, just to keep you at peace with the things we face and go through, as a player, as a professional, and as a human being. I know when you at home, you watch football. What's on your TV?
Right, it's football usually. I mean, I watch my fair share of movies and try to get my, put my candles on. I'm old school now. I gotta get my peace. Gotta find your peace in your mind. Or you gonna go crazy out here? Because it's just a lot of unnecessary outside noise that we got to deal with, and from people and people you don't know. People. That's the sad thing is, you expect to get all kind of love and positivity from the people that's in your circle and people that but sometimes they tear you down just as much as the people outside of you, and it hurts more because those are people that you thought was supposed to be building you up.
Exactly, man.
And that's the part that people don't understand, bro. Like, football is a mental game, it's a physical game, it takes a toll, but we still human beings, we cut, we bleed, we got good days, we got bad days, and I think people are starting to get, kind of understand that now because more guys are speaking out, more guys are taking time for themselves, more guys are making it known, that they got to take care of their mental because it's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, a lot of everything, and you got to.
Yeah, you got to persevere through that. Imagine people write negative about you. People could talk negative about you. People could say negative about you. And people don't want you to say nothing. People want you to be able to deal with that scrutiny, deal with that pressure of how people think about you, and be able to just don't worry about it. They tell you to just bottle it up, just put it in a recycle, and don't even worry about it. And as a human, you can't live like that. That's disturbing your peace because, like, how do I try to be a great person when constantly people could just take me down on anything they say from everything I built? Like, what I mean? We just ain't get here today. Like, we put in a lot of work, persevered through a lot of things to get here. So,
like, how frustrating is it for you? You know what I mean? Like, even talking about the stuff that you've been dealing with recently, like they talking about your card fake and all that, and you got the vaccine, and then you get the booster shot, and you still got to deal with scrutiny. Like, it's like no matter what the truth actually is, people can make their own narrative, and you got to deal with it.
Yeah, that's the sad part. The country say you're innocent to proven guilty, but you're guilty till you show innocence because anything someone says, everyone's already magnifying it. And if you come out and say anything, you just put yourself in deeper holes because now it's like I learned to realize criticism is answered with achievement. When people criticize you, it's no need to respond or worry. I just got to the point mentally with talking to therapists and just come to realization that criticism is answered with achievement. It's not answered with complaining and pointing fingers because it just make you more emotional. It just means you need to focus on the things you want to achieve and get them done. That's what people criticize you. That's just people telling you what you can't do. I'm a 6th round pick. You was what, 7th round?
Fifth.
5th round. Yeah. I'm a 6-piece nugget. You a 5-piece nugget.
5-piece nugget. Come on now.
You know?
What made you go to therapy though? Because that's something that people like. If you would have said that like 10 years ago, I would have said, bro, you in therapy? Like, bro, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? What's going on? But I go to therapy too. You know what I mean? I got a therapist. We talk almost once a week now.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice. And like it helps. You know what I mean? It helps a lot to be able to understand how to deal, how to access different things, okay, I probably need to take some time for myself here, try to speak here, try to ease up here and stop putting so much of my mental space there and do like, hey, maybe I need to read more and understand. What made you get to that point? Because, you know what I mean, we deal with a lot of ups and downs in this game.
Well, I got to one time where I was really, at a dark place with angry and not being able to do what I love. And, I was praying and thinking and talking to a couple inner circle people that mean most to me. And I was just thinking, it'd be nice to have someone you could talk to that don't have a position on me or don't have an angle on me, that'll be able to help me navigate through some of my challenges. And it inspired me to be a better person. Sometimes I feel like we can make excuses for ourselves in the midst of things happening. Because in the life, we come to realize things don't always happen, but it's all about how you control what happens. So as I learned to, deal with my aggressive and mentality with learning that, then I realized maybe I could talk to someone that I could break bread with and listen to me, and I could listen to them without no opinionated obligation. Just give me the best perspective just to be my best self. And I find peace in that when I'm able to express things that I'm going through and things that I want to achieve and people in my life. And it just made me a better person to know that, trajectory of, just having the right mentality and the right spirit.
And that's perfect. You know what I mean? I think if you was talking to a young Antonio Brown, he'd be really proud of who you've developed into and who you've become. You know what I mean? And that's really all you're trying to do. You know what I mean? You're trying to be a better person than you were in the past. But let's talk about your McChickens. You know what I mean? Like when you first came in the league, you didn't have a ton of money. Now that you made some money in your career, you invested. Come on now, talk to me. Talk to me. But not even just your cars and the flash. You've invested your money correctly, and you have outside ventures. Talk about like that process, because when you first got in the league, you wasn't invested in anything. You weren't educated on all that, were you?
It wasn't at all. When I first came in the league, I was trying to be my best self as a football player, and obviously make some money off the field in regards of representing some good companies. But obviously, we've been around a decade, and it's all about developing businesses, developing residual incomes that can sustain you when we're done playing. So for me, it's all about saving money, write-offs and what you buy, and making sure you buy it the right way, hiring people the right way. I can't control what people want from me, what they say, but I realize you need a buffer. If you got one company, you maybe need to open another company of people that could work for this company and maybe hire people so you ain't got to deal with certain stuff. So, I feel like, being a businessman and over the years of learning business, I don't say business booming for anything. I really mean it. And it's all about understanding how to grow business and protect your business. Obviously, the NFL is a huge stepping stone to put us in position. Me and there's plenty more years after football. And it's all about making all you can and then sitting on the can.
Right. What you sitting on the can? You hell. What you gonna do after football? In 100 years when you retire, what you gonna do?
Well, obviously I gotta take care of myself. That battle is never ending. And hopefully I got a couple more years, man. I feel like I got a couple more in me. But when I'm done, I know God will lead me in the right direction. If it's, obviously taking care of my kids, motivation speaking. I know I still got a story to tell, still writing a story. So I know it's going to be plenty of opportunities. Everybody can't invest like you and make.
I'm telling.
Everybody can't get into the body the body armor drink and invest and make $12 million, but I'm gonna have some moves that
Look. After I'm done playing, I'm about to be a hell of a soccer dad. I got my soccer dad car. I'm about to be out there cheering for my son. About to be at piano recitals and all kind of stuff. Then I'm gonna talk football in the meantime. You know what I mean? They're gonna let me sit on the desk, and I'm gonna be sitting there like Antonio Brown just went for another 250 yards. He's a timeless wonder. They're still paying him $10 million a year. Like, what is the league gonna do about him this year? I'm gonna say shit like that. But I appreciate you, brother, joining me.
I love you, big bro. Always honor and respect. You're the most famous cornerback I know besides Deion Sanders. I see you shut down guys on national TV. I see you make investments. I see you go through adversity. I see you persevere. I see you get a Stanford degree. So
I appreciate you. I done seen you come from the bottom. I seen you when you was just punt returning. I had my first tackle on you my second year in the league when you was punt returning.
That thing.
You did. I got to buy a shoelace. But I love to see your constant growth, your constant awareness of yourself, and understanding how you can overcome, understanding like the steps that you need to take, being self-aware. That's a huge part of it, and I respect the way you've handled the adversity that you deal with, and how you keep 10 toes on the ground, stand strong, continue to fight, continue to be a great father, continue to be a great man, and I'm thankful for having you on the show.
Glad to be here, Richie Rich. My God.
Welcome to the Richard Sherman podcast, brought to you by SuperDraft Fantasy. If you're a real football fan, you know that daily fantasy is broken. SuperDraft has fixed it with their new game, Super 15. Listeners get their first $5 game for free, no deposit required, with the code PFF at registration. You know the game. Pick your best 5 players off the grid with $15 in salary and let it ride. It takes less than a minute. Watch me pick a new lineup every week and see if you can beat my score. Download the SuperDraft app and see if you can beat me to win cash prizes. Just use the code PFF at registration for your first $5 contest free. No credit card required to claim the offer. Offer only eligible for new accounts. Here we go, back at it again. SuperDraft, Super 15 contest. Sadly, as you can see, we're missing my guy, Mitch Eisenstein. Do I want to tell you he won last week? I don't. He won last week. All right, that's enough. All right, that's enough. Okay, that's enough. It was close. It was 62-68. Like, it wasn't a blowout like it had been in the past. We're getting close. But he's not here to pick this week, so it's all me. So for my $5 pick, he's been out. Hopefully, he tweeted the Thanos picture. I don't know really what it meant, but hopefully Kyler Murray's back. That's who I'm going with my $5 pick. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I was going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I got to go with my teammate, touchdown, Tom Brady, with my $5 pick. I believe in him. We're playing Atlanta this week. I feel good about him. He's getting in rhythm. It's December football. Tom Brady in December. You can't bet against him. Next, I'm going with Justin Jefferson with my $4 pick. There's no question. He's been productive. Him and Adam Thielen, two of the best, most productive receivers in the National Football League. I think he's the second highest passer rating when targeted. I got to go with that. Come on now. What would I be doing otherwise? With my $3 pick, I got to go with my other teammate, Chris Godwin. They took a big-time touchdown away from him last week. I don't think they'll do it again. He's been playing out of his mind, battling. He's doing all the dirty work and still making huge plays. That's my $3 pick. My $2 pick is going to be TJ Hawkinson. I mean, Mitch isn't here to take him away, and he's been scoring week in and week out, and I need those points. So thank you. Please, TJ, do what you did for him. With my $1 pick, I'm going with J.D. McKissick. I feel like it's going to be a big-time week this week. We'll see. So there it is. There's a SuperDraft Super 15 contest. We're missing my boy Mitch. He's been 5-1 this season against me. Put him in your prayers. Fast healing. He's going through a little shoulder deal right now, but he'll be back soon. If you aren't signed up already, use the promo code PFF to get your first $5 game for free. No credit card required. No strings attached. Get signed up now. Looking forward to seeing you guys out there. You got my picks. Let me know yours. Hit me up on Twitter. You know the handle.